I don't want Adana to catch us doing this, Chioma, Obina whispered under his breath. Relax, Chioma said with a sinister smirk while licking her lips. Adana froze. She had only come upstairs to surprise her groom before the wedding day. Maybe share a quiet moment. But now she was standing outside a half-closed hotel door, listening to the two people she trusted most in the world. Her heartbeat quickened. The words stung before she even saw their faces. Inside, Obina paced the room nervously. We need to hurry back. If she starts looking for us, she won't. Chioma cut him off, her tone calm and mocking. Adana is too blind to see what's right under her nose. She thinks you're her dream man. She thinks I'm her loyal friend. She'll never suspect. Adana's hands shook as she leaned against the wall. She dared to peek through the slight opening in the door. There they were. Obina without his jacket, his tie loose around his neck, and Chioma leaning back on the bed, her red dress pulled high above her knees, smiling like the devil himself had blessed her. You're forgetting what's at stake, Obina muttered. Her father has influence in every boardroom in this city. Once I marry her, I'll be sitting at those tables. You and I will finally have the life we deserve. Chioma laughed, low and cruel. Deserve? Please. All my life I've watched her shine while I stood in her shadow. Her clothes, her cars, her family name. Everything was handed to her. And now, thanks to you, I finally get to take something back. What's hers will be mine. Adana's chest tightened. She pressed her palm hard against her lips to stop a cry from escaping. Her eyes burned with tears as she listened. Obina moved closer to Chioma, lowering his voice. We must be careful. If she finds out before the wedding, then you lose the jackpot, Chioma interrupted. But she won't. She's too busy being the perfect daughter, too busy dreaming of happily ever after. You'll say the vows, kiss her hand, and by tomorrow you'll own everything her family name carries. Meanwhile, she slid her arms around his neck, her voice dropping to a whisper. I'll be the one you truly belong to. Adana's knees nearly gave way. She stumbled back from the door, but she couldn't walk away just yet. She forced herself to listen a little longer. Obina chuckled, giving in to Chioma's embrace. Then it's settled. After the wedding, I'll move the funds. We disappear for a while, let the dust settle. By the time she realizes, it'll be too late. Chioma's smile widened. And the best part? She'll still be the one blamed for trusting the wrong man. The whole city will pity poor Adana while we enjoy her father's money. Adana's tears spilled freely now. Every word felt like a knife slicing deeper. She had given Obina her heart, trusted Chioma like a sister, and in return, they plotted to strip her of everything. Her phone buzzed in her hand. It was her mother, Victoria, calling to check on her. She silenced it quickly, terrified the sound would betray her presence. She couldn't let them know she was there. Not yet. She forced herself to pull away from the door completely. Her reflection in a small mirror on the wall startled her. Eyes red, lips trembling, her bridal robe looking suddenly out of place. She looked like a stranger. She walked down the corridor slowly, each step heavier than the last. Her chest rose and fell as if carrying stones. She found a quiet corner near the stairwell, pressed her back against the wall, and slid down until she was sitting on the floor. Tears streamed, but no sobs escaped. She couldn't allow herself to break here. Memories flashed. Obina holding her hand and telling her she was his world. Chioma helping her pick the wedding dress and saying, "You'll be the most beautiful bride Nigeria has ever seen." Every laugh, every plan, every promise now dripped with poison. Her phone buzzed again. This time it was a text from Obina. "Hey love, hope the decorator isn't stressing you. Can't wait to see you later." Adana stared at the screen until her vision blurred. He was lying even now, pretending to be the loving groom while plotting behind her back. Slowly, she wiped her tears and took a deep breath. Her voice was a whisper meant only for herself. "They will not disgrace me. I will disgrace them." Her trembling stopped. In that moment, the pain in her chest hardened into resolve. She wasn't going to run away. She wasn't going to cancel the wedding quietly. She would wait. She would plan. And when the right time came, she would bring them both down in front of the entire world. With her head held a little higher, Adana stood, fixed her robe, and walked out of the hotel into the harsh Lagos sun. The brightness blinded her for a moment, but she didn't look back. She had seen enough. The girl who entered that corridor had died at the door of room 608. The woman who left was different. Broken, yes, but sharper, stronger, and ready for a war neither Obinna nor Chioma saw coming. By the time Adana reached her room, their whispers still scratched at her ears. Felt unreal. The only way to breathe was to ask herself, how did I fall for this? And the answer pulled her straight into the past. It began at her father's charity gala in Eco Hotel. Lights everywhere. Guests greeting Chief Daniel. Chioma tugged her arm. Babe, there's someone you must meet, Chioma said. He's not like those loud Lagos boys. He's calm. He's serious. They stopped before a tall man in a navy suit. His tie was slightly crooked, his smile warm. Obinna, meet my best girl, Chioma said. Good evening, Obinna said. You look too calm for someone holding a whole event together. Adana laughed. His voice wasn't loud. He didn't show off. He looked at her like he actually saw her. That night he texted, you carry peace. I haven't stopped thinking about you. It was simple. She liked simple. He called in the mornings to pray. He asked about her day. He took her to a buka and watched her face. Is this okay? He asked. Yes, she said, and meant it. One evening by the lagoon, he stared at the water. As a boy, I watched ships from the bridge, he said. I promised myself I would move goods across the world. Dreams are expensive, but I'm trying. She heard humility. She did not hear hunger. That was her first blind spot. Meeting her parents came next. He brought palm oil and yam. He greeted properly. What are your intentions? Chief Daniel asked. To love your daughter with respect, Obinna said. To build a clean life. Victoria's eyes softened. Adana felt safe. Chioma stood by the kitchen door, smiling. I told you, she whispered later. Husband material. The first red flag came like a fly you wave away. Sunday lunch. Chief Daniel mentioned a new contract at the port. Obinna leaned in a little too quickly. Sir, I'd love to see how a project like that is structured, he said. Not to be involved, just to learn. We have teams for that, Chief Daniel replied. Of course, Obinna said, still smiling. That night in the car he tried again, softer. Do you think one day I can sit in on one of your dad's meetings? Just to see how people at that level think. In time, Adana said. There's protocol. No pressure, he said, hands up. Only if it's right. Another small sign showed up at a boutique. Chioma zipped a dress while Adana twirled. You look like a dream, Chioma said, then added under her breath. Some people have it so easy. What did you say? Chioma's smile snapped bright. I said the dress fits easy. Lucky you. The tone was sour. Adana let it go because later that day Chioma sent flowers. To my queen. No one deserves love like you. Sweet words cover bitter roots. She sees that now. The proposal was simple. Tarqua Bay. Sunset. He knelt, voice shaking. I don't have perfect words, he said. But I feel seen with you. I feel safe. Marry me. Yes, Adana whispered, crying. He kept saying, I will protect you. She believed him. Chief Daniel threw a small party. Victoria hugged Obinna for long. Chioma screamed and posted. My best girl is off the market. After that, doors opened. Handshakes. Introductions. Obinna stayed polite, careful. But his questions sharpened. Your dad's friend at ports, what kind of people does he like to work with? He asked one evening. I don't know, Obinna, she said, laughing it off. Focus on your own wins. I am, he said. Just learning. Her phone once buzzed from an unknown number. Be careful with Obinna. Men who move too fast move for a reason. She showed Chioma. Jealous people, Chioma said. Delete it. Adana deleted it. 2 weeks to the wedding, they did food tasting. Everyone teased Obina for asking for extra moi. In the noise, he leaned close. "We should sign that pre-wedding account access we discussed," he said. "In case your dad's payments delay, I can help with vendors. I don't want embarrassment on your big day." "We discussed what?" Adana asked. He smiled too fast. "I mean, we talked about stress. I can support if you want." "It's covered," she said. Her chest pinched. "Of course," he said, hands raised. "Only trying to be useful." That night she told Chioma. He asked about account access. Felt wrong. "Let men feel needed," Chioma said. "Don't make it a thing." Adana nodded, pushed the feeling aside, and kept planning. But now, after room 608, every small stone she kicked aside had become a wall. The questions about boardrooms, the money talk, the unknown warning, Chioma's tone, Chioma's touch on his arm, called play. All of it lined up like a clear road to betrayal. She sat on her bed and scrolled through old photos. Obina's arm around her waist, Chioma pressed to her side, all smiles. Felt like looking at strangers. Her phone lit up. "Obina, decorator okay? Need me to come?" She stared, then typed, "All good. Rest. Tomorrow is long." Another message jumped in. "Chioma, fittings at 10 a.m. You will scatter Legos. Love you." Adana's jaw tightened. She placed the phone on the table and faced the mirror. "I trusted you," she told the glass. "Both of you." She did not cry. Not this time. She pulled a notepad and wrote one word in bold. Evidence. Under it, she listed, record calls and chats. Watch movements. Save screenshots. Don't confront. Stay calm. She opened her files and created a folder, Room 608. She saved yesterday's audio. She backed it up. She scrolled their chats, flagged little things that once felt sweet but now felt like small steps in a bigger plan. Her mother knocked lightly. "Can I come in?" "Yes, Mummy." Victoria sat and searched her face. "Wedding stress?" "A bit," Adana said. "It is normal," Victoria said. "Fear can be love trying to protect itself. If anything is wrong, you will see it clearly." Adana nodded. "Thank you." When Victoria left, the room felt quiet in a new way. Not empty, focused. She set simple alarms. 6:30 a.m. Short workout, clear head. 8:30 a.m. Pass by hotel, note movements. 10 a.m. Fittings with Chioma, watch, smile. 1 p.m. Vendor check, keep routine. She added one line to her notes. Record first. Feel later. Her phone buzzed again. Obina sent a voice note praying for peace, for love, for our future. His voice sounded warm. It used to comfort her. Now it sounded like a mask. She saved it to room 608. She walked to the wardrobe and touched her wedding dress. The lace felt soft against her fingers. "You will not be wasted," she whispered. She turned off the main light and sat by the window. Cars moved outside. A dog barked twice and stopped. The city kept going like nothing had broken. Inside her, something had broken, but something else had formed around it. A clear, steady shape. She picked up the notepad again and wrote the last line for the night. "Tomorrow I start." Then she slid the notepad under her pillow, lay down, and breathed slow. "They will not disgrace me," she said into the dark. "I will disgrace them." Sleep came late, light and alert. Morning would come fast. And when it did, she would be ready to begin. Morning came with a question. Could Adana stand near them and not break? Her alarm rang at 6:30 a.m. She sat up and said, "Record first. Feel later." The words steadied her. A quick workout cleared the fog. She faced the mirror, eyes red but calm. "You are not weak," she told herself. "You are careful." At 8:30 a.m., she drove past Hotel Emerald. She didn't go in. She watched the side exit. Cleaners came out. A bellboy pushed a cart. No Obina. No Chioma. She snapped a photo of the door, saved it to room 608, and left. By 9:55 a.m., she reached the bridal studio. She drew a slow breath and stepped inside. Chioma burst forward. My bride. She hugged Adana tight. Today we scatter this place. Adana smiled with an empty calm. I'm ready. You look tired, Chioma said, studying her. Are you sleeping? Wedding stress, Adana said. Good stress, Chioma laughed. After tomorrow, rest will hold you. The tailor brought the gown. Lace and pearls caught the light. Chioma clapped. Turn. Walk. Pose. She lifted her phone. Video for my story. Send it to me later, Adana said. Of course, Chioma said. Caption. My best girl is a dream. Don't tag Obina, Adana added softly. Let's keep tomorrow quiet. A quick flicker crossed Chioma's eyes. No problem. She lowered the phone. Privacy queen. Pins, small fixes, final notes. When they were done, Chioma leaned close. Lunch? I'm starving. Adana checked the time. 12:07 p.m. Watching mattered more than rushing. Let's go. They sat by a window in a small cafe. Jollof and chicken for Chioma. Water for Adana. In her pocket, the recorder hummed. Tomorrow will be mad. Chioma grinned. You will cry. Your father will cry. Obina too. Love sweet when money no enter wala. You think Obina will cry? Adana asked. He better. Chioma laughed. Fine boy, clean suits, and now my babe on top? God is showing off. You like him? Adana asked, voice light. Like him? Chioma rolled her eyes. He is your man. My own is Mr. Nollywood. She giggled, then softened. I like how he respects you. Adana said. He respects me. What is it? Chioma asked. You're off. Talk. I'm tired, Adana said. Everything is happening at once. Let me carry load, Chioma offered. I can handle small balances. Hair. Makeup. Cold slid down Adana's spine. She kept her voice even. My parents settled everything. Good, Chioma smiled. I'm only trying to help. A brief silence. Chioma's phone buzzed. She glanced down and flipped it face down. Vendors, she said quickly. People stress too much. Obina said he's with his tailor, Adana noted, checking her phone. Where is the shop again? Somewhere on the island, Chioma waved. Ask your man. I will, Adana said. At the cars, Chioma hugged her again. Sleep. Tomorrow will be beautiful. I love you, Adana said. I love you too, Chioma replied, soft like silk. As Chioma drove off, Adana opened room 608 and typed. Chioma offered payments again. 12:24 p.m. Dodge Taylor's address. Phone face down. Message hidden? She headed to vendor checks. Flowers, chairs, cake. She smiled. She nodded. She looked like a bride. Inside, the ache pressed against her ribs. Victoria squeezed her hand. You're quiet. I'm saving my voice for the vows, Adana said. At 3:10 p.m., Obina called. How was the fitting? He asked, voice warm. Fine, she said. Where are you? With my tailor, he replied. I must look like your prince. What's the address? He laughed lightly. Off Akin Adesala somewhere. I don't know road names. Okay, she said. See you later? Definitely. Your dad wants protocol talk. Okay. I love you, he said. I know, she answered, then ended the call. She added notes. Vague about address. 3:12 p.m. Over sweet tone. Evening came. Obina arrived at 6:40 p.m. Smile steady. Hands respectful. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma. Sit, Chief Daniel said. Tomorrow must be smooth. Phones off during vows. Security at every gate. If anyone tries drama. No drama, Obina said, touching his chest. I will protect your daughter. Adana watched him speak the line like practice. She kept her face soft. Victoria brought drinks. Eat, she told him. You look thinner. Pre-wedding stress, he joked. Tomorrow I will eat enough jollof for 3 men. They laughed. For 30 minutes he was perfect, helpful, gentle, clean. He asked nothing, hinted at nothing. Then he offered to pray. "Let me pray for this home," he said. His voice carried all the right words. "Amen," they chorused. As he rose to leave, he touched Adana's elbow. 2 minutes. They stepped into the garden. The night air was warm. "I know this pressure," he said kindly. "If anything worries you, tell me." "I'm fine," she said. "Even if you're not," he smiled. "Tomorrow will fix everything." "Tomorrow will fix everything," she echoed. He hugged her. She let him. His cologne was familiar. She did not close her eyes. "I'll see you in church," he said. "See you," she replied. He left. Inside, her father spoke on the phone. Her mother folded napkins. The house looked normal. She felt like a guest in her own life. In her room, she locked the door and sat on the floor. Tears came quiet, steady. She wiped her face, hit record. "Day before the wedding," she whispered. "He prayed in our house." She hugged me. "I can't scream. I can't tell. But I can see." She saved the file to room 608. Her phone buzzed. An unknown number. "Check your man's location sharing. If it's off, he's not where he says he is." Her breath caught. She checked WhatsApp. Obina's live location was off. Chioma's too. The blank maps stared back. "Okay," she said to the quiet. "Okay." She wrote fresh steps. No confrontations. Track patterns, not rumors. Keep recording. Keep calm. She lay back and placed a hand over her chest as if holding a stone in place. The pain was heavy but clear. She would carry it without dropping it on the floor of her parents' home. She turned off the light. The clock ticked. A car horn chirped outside and stopped. In the dark, she repeated the rule that would carry her to morning. Record first. Feel later. Tomorrow she would keep watching. Evidence would begin. For now, she would sleep with her plan under her pillow and her eyes open inside her dreams. "Pick up, Obina," Adana whispered at 7:58 a.m. Phone on speaker, recorder running. "Pick up." He answered on the fourth ring, voice bright. "Good morning, my love." "Morning," she said, steady. "Please help me with one small thing. The decorator says the hall balance must come from one account. Can you send me the account you plan to use?" A brief pause, then a soft laugh. "You and your files. I'll send it later." "Now would help," Adana said. "She's on my neck." "Okay," he replied. "Let me check details and text you." She ended the call and saved the audio to room 608. By 8:30 a.m., she was parked near Hotel Emerald. Cap low, glasses on. She watched the staff entrance. A bellboy pushed a cart. Then Chioma slipped through the back door. Cap, shades, head down, and jumped into a ride. Adana snapped a photo. 8:43 a.m. She saved it and typed, "Chioma leaving back door, 8:43. Then she drove to a cafe, opened WhatsApp web, and pulled old chats. "Chioma, if vendors stress you, let me handle small balances. We can settle later." "Chioma, are you sure your dad hasn't given Obina access? It would be easier." Screenshots saved. Labeled. Backed up. At 9:27, Obina texted, "Here's the account I'll use for emergencies. First Royal Bank, AG Logistics Limited, 0101. Only if needed, my queen." Adana replied, "Noted. I'll add it to the file." She added it to room 608, not to any vendor sheet. At 10:02, she met Chioma for veil pickup. "My bride," Chioma sang, hugging her. "Please help me," Adana said mildly. "If vendors can't reach me tomorrow, can they call you?" "Of course," Chioma beamed. "Give them my number." Also, Adana added, "The decorator said any last-minute balance can be paid by anyone and emailed. If I'm busy, can you handle it?" Yes, Chioma said. "I'll be your fixer." They walked to the lot. "Where did you rush to this morning?" Adana asked lightly. "Your line was off." Chioma paused half a second. "Salon. They changed my wig." "Drama. Which salon?" "Onairu side," she said. Adana nodded and left. By noon she sat with her parents, phone recording under a pillow. Chief Daniel frowned at his tablet. One thing, he said. The caterer says someone called as family rep to confirm their balance. I told them to wait for me. Did you ask Obina to pay anyone? No, Adana said evenly. Everything passes through you. Good, he said. We keep it clean. In her room, she called the caterer. Please, who called? A woman, the caterer said. She asked for our account. I said we wait for Chief. Did she give a name? She started with Chi, then cut the call. Thank you, Adana said. Please wait for my father's go-ahead. She saved. Caterer flagged woman caller. Likely Chioma. Obina pinged again. Have you eaten? I can send food. Also, I can move small money to the decorator so your mind will rest. No need, she wrote back. Daddy sent everything. At 2:18 p.m., she called him, recorder on. Babe, my dad says all payments must come from his office. Please don't pay anyone. If they call, ask them to call me. No problem, he said smoothly. I won't move until you say. Great, she replied. Which street is your tailor? I want to send a driver near there. Off Akina Desala, he said, vague again. You know Lagos, everywhere is close. True, she said, and cut the call. New note, still vague about location. At 3 o'clock, she walked into Hotel Emerald like any guest. Mask on, cap low. On the 4th floor, she noted cameras and exits. The elevator dinged. Chioma stepped out scrolling. Adana ducked behind a housekeeping cart, heart pounding. Heels clicked past. Adana waited 3 breaths, then whispered to her phone. 4th floor, 3:11 p.m. Chioma present, and left. At 4:05, she met the family lawyer under the pretense of vendor indemnity. If someone pretends to be family and tries to divert vendor funds, is it fraud? She asked. Yes, he said. Misrepresentation and attempt to obtain by false pretense. Can I email you recordings and screenshots to assess? Send them, he replied. And Adana, don't carry it alone. I won't. Back in the car, she sent a trimmed folder. Chats, the backdoor photo, the caterer call summary, Obina's account text. Evening stew filled the house. Staff moved chairs. Adana dialed Chioma on speaker, recorder on. Babe, did you call the caterer as family rep? She asked lightly. Me? Chioma laughed. Why would I? Your dad has it. True, Adana said. Maybe they mixed numbers. They did, Chioma replied. People love drama. Okay, Adana said and ended the call. She saved. She denied. Caterer heard Chi. Back in her room, she sat on the floor and hit record. Day before the wedding, she whispered. He prayed in our house. She left the hotel back door at 8:43. Caterer says a woman tried to confirm balance. He sent a company account. He stayed vague about location. I can't scream. I can see. She saved the file and wrote, I will not confront tonight. I will gather and wait. She faced the mirror and said each word like a vow. They will not disgrace me. I will disgrace them. Daddy, Mummy, I need to show you something now. Adana's voice was steady, but her hands were tight around her phone. Chief Daniel looked up from the dining table. Victoria paused mid-fold with napkins. The house was quiet, as if it knew to listen. Sit, her father said, worry sliding onto his face. What happened? Adana sat and placed her phone on the table between them. Please don't panic. Please don't shout. Just listen. Victoria moved closer, hand on her daughter's shoulder. We're here. Adana opened room 608. She pressed play on the first audio. The hotel corridor, Obina's whisper, Chioma's laughter. The voices poured into the room like smoke. I don't want Adana to catch us doing this. Relax. Victoria's hand slipped from Adana's shoulder to her hand and held it tight. Chief Daniel's jaw clenched. He didn't blink. Adana pressed play on the second clip. Chioma offering to handle vendor balances. Obina promising to move funds after the wedding. Then she opened the photo. Chioma leaving the hotel's back door at 8:43 a.m. She showed the caterer call summary. A woman starting Chi. Before cutting the line, she opened Obina's text with the company account. First Royal Bank, AG Logistics Limited, 0101. No one spoke for 10 seconds. Then her father stood up slowly. "Look at me," he said to Adana. She looked up. His voice softened. "You did well." Victoria's eyes shone. "My daughter, I'm so sorry. I was going to keep quiet," Adana said, the words small. "I thought of walking away, but I don't want to carry their shame for them." "You will not carry it," Victoria said. "They will carry it themselves." Chief Daniel took a breath and picked up the phone, scrolling through the files with deliberate care. "This is more than cheating," he said. "This is planned fraud." Adana nodded. "I went to the lawyer. He said misrepresentation and attempt to obtain by false pretense." "Good," her father said. "We will build this case so clean that even the devil will fear it." Victoria squeezed Adana's hand again. "Tell us everything from the start." Adana told it in one straight line. The whisper at the hotel, the veil fitting, Chioma offering to pay, Obina's vague addresses, the caterer's warning, the hotel sighting, the prayer in their home. She did not cry. She did not add color. She just laid the truth in front of them like a ledger. When she finished, the house felt colder. Chief Daniel's voice was calm but heavy. "Do you still want the wedding?" Adana shook her head. "I want the church. I want the guests. I want the altar. I want the priest to ask that old question. Then I want the truth to walk out by itself." Victoria understood at once. "The objection," she said softly. "Yes," Adana replied. "I will object. I'll present the proof. Then I want the police to walk in and take both of them." Her father nodded slowly, as if weighing each step on a scale. "If we do this, we do it properly. No chaos, no shouting, no fight, only truth and law." "I don't want drama," Adana said. "I want dignity." "Then we move like people with sense," he said. "Victoria, call Barrister Hugo. Put the files in his hands now. We need a petition ready before dawn." Victoria stood and dialed. "Hugo, come to the house," she said. "It is urgent. Tonight." Chief Daniel tapped his phone and paced. "I know the DPO who owes me favors. We will station plainclothes officers outside the church and at the side entrance. No uniforms. No noise. At the signal, they enter." "What will be the signal?" Victoria asked. "When the priest asks for objections and our daughter speaks," Chief Daniel said, eyes on Adana. "That is the signal." Adana swallowed. "I can do it." "You will not be alone," Victoria said. "I will be on the front pew. Your father will be on your left. The lawyer will be 2 seats behind you with the printed petition." She squeezed Adana's hand. "We will stand with you." Chief Daniel turned to his daughter. "We need clean playback. No internet failure. Can we project the audio and the photo in the church?" Adana nodded. "We can. The media team already set a projector for the vows video. I'll ask tech to run a test file in the morning. We'll load the evidence with a safe name. I'll keep the originals on a drive." "Good," he said. "We also need a second plan if they try to grab the mic or shout." "I won't shout," Adana said. "I will read from a paper. Short and clear." Victoria nodded. "Write it now. Simple words. Then we print." They moved as if a timer had started. Adana opened notes and typed, "I object. Here's my reason. My groom, Obina, and my bridesmaid, Chioma, plan to defraud my family. I have recordings, messages, and witness notes. Please play the files." She looked up. "Short enough." "Perfect," Victoria said. Chief Daniel made the next call. "Henry," he said to the head of security, "tomorrow you will double-check the side doors. We will allow 2 plainclothes officers inside to sit at the back. 2 will wait outside. Clear the aisle when our daughter speaks. No one touches her. If Obina or Chioma moves toward her, hold them. When the police enter, step aside." "Yes, sir," Henry said over the phone. "Understood." Adana watched her father manage the room like a quiet storm. He was not shouting. He was building a cover she could stand under. "Daddy," she said, voice small again. "Thank you." He stopped pacing and placed both hands on her shoulders. "I promised you peace," he said. "I will not let two small souls steal it." Barrister Hugo arrived within the hour, sleeves rolled up. He sat, read the summaries, listened to clips, studied the photo, and nodded. "This will stand," he said. "We will print transcriptions of the key audio lines, attach screenshots, and file a petition with the DPO tonight. Tomorrow, when you object, I will hand the officers the file and the petition number." "Can we keep it quiet until that moment?" Victoria asked. "Yes," Hugo replied. "The officers will attend as guests. I will brief them outside." Adana spoke softly. "Barrister, please, no extra noise. I want order." "You'll have order," he said. They worked as a team. Hugo drafted. Victoria printed. Chief Daniel confirmed officers and transport. Adana placed the final files on 2 flash drives, labeled them hymn slides and vows rehearsal. She slipped one into her clutch and handed the second to her mother. "What about Chioma's seat?" Victoria asked. "She is in the bridal party." "Leave her there," Adana said. "Let her watch me walk in." Victoria nodded, a calm fire in her eyes. "Then she will watch you walk out stronger." The house grew quiet again. Papers stacked. Phones cooled. The plan settled into place like tiles on a floor. Adana stood. "I'm going to rest." Victoria rose too and pulled her into a long hug. "You are brave." "I am loved," Adana whispered back. "That is why I can be brave." Chief Daniel added, voice firm, "Tomorrow, you will not be the girl they tried to use. You will be the woman who ended their game." Adana smiled for the first time all day, small but real. "Tomorrow I speak. And when you speak," her father said, "the law will answer." Adana took her clutch, slid the flash drive in, and held it like a key. She turned to both of them. "Thank you for choosing me." "Always," Victoria said. "Always," Chief Daniel echoed. Adana walked to her room, closed the door, and placed the clutch on the dresser. In the mirror, she saw no tears now, only clear eyes and a steady jaw. She picked up her phone and recorded one last note to room 608. "Family briefed. Lawyer ready. Police in place. Projector plan set. I will object at the altar." She ended the recording, lay down, and pulled the sheet to her chest. Sleep didn't come at once, but fear didn't stay either. In the quiet, her promise held her like a hand. "They will not disgrace me," she said into the dark. "I will disgrace them." "Today is the day," Adana said to the mirror. Her voice did not shake. Victoria fixed the veil and met her eyes. "Are you ready?" "I am," Adana replied. In her clutch lay the flash drive labeled vows rehearsal and the one-page objection note, folded twice. Chief Daniel stepped in, already in his agbada, face calm. "Barrister Hugo has filed the petition." The DPO confirmed 2 plainclothes officers are seated at the back, 2 outside. "Henry has briefed the ushers. When you speak, the aisle clears." Adana nodded. "Thank you, Daddy." Hugo appeared at the door with a file. "I'll sit 3rd row, left side. When you object, I stand and hand the petition to the officers." "No drama," Adana said. "No drama," Hugo agreed. A knock. Bridesmaids swept in perfume, silk, chatter. Chioma led them, glowing. "My bride," she sang, hugging Adana. "God, you look like a miracle." Adana hugged back, steady. "Thank you." Chioma's eyes flicked to the clutch. "Everything set?" "All set," Adana said. One by one, the bridesmaids took photos. Chioma leaned close, whispering, "Last night I prayed for you." "I know," Adana said. "Thank you." Victoria clapped softly. "Ladies, we move in 30 minutes. Chioma linked Adana's arm. "Before we go, quick video for your story. Just say, 'Today, I marry my best friend.'" Adana's eyes held hers. "I'll post later." Chioma laughed lightly. "No waala." When the room cleared, Victoria kissed Adana's forehead. Remember, you are not alone. I know, Adana said. They left for the church in separate cars. Adana with her mother, the bridesmaids behind. On the way, Victoria reached for her hand. Breathe. Adana breathed. They arrived at the cathedral to the sound of drums and soft choir harmonies. Guests already filled the pews, politicians, business people, church elders, cousins. Phones went up. Whispers rippled. Henry, the head of security, met them at the side entrance. Welcome, Ma. The route is clear. The two officers are in the last pew right side. Media desk is set. Thank you, Victoria said. Adana heard her name from across the courtyard. Obina stood near the main doors in a clean tuxedo, grinning like a poster. He walked over fast, stopped 2 steps away, and took her hands. You look like heaven, he said. Thank you, Adana replied. He searched her eyes. Are you okay? I'm fine, she said. Are you ready? I've never been more ready, he said, squeezing her fingers. After today, no one will separate us. Adana smiled with only her mouth. After today, nothing will be hidden again. He laughed, took it as romance. Amen. He kissed her hand, then turned to greet Victoria and Chief Daniel. Mummy, Daddy, he said respectful. Thank you for everything. Chief Daniel's smile was faint but polite. Make sure you stand well before God today. I will, sir. Inside, the media team tested microphones. A young technician approached Adana. Auntie, the vow video is loaded and working. Do you want us to test the other file? Yes, Adana said. Label rehearsal slide 2. No sound. Just open and close so I know it loads. He nodded and hurried off. Henry leaned in. 2 ushers will stand by the projector table when the priest starts vows. If anyone tries to touch equipment, they block. Good, Adana said. In the bridal room, the choir warmed up with Great is Thy Faithfulness. Adana sat, hands on her lap. Chioma adjusted her own dress in the mirror, then turned with a bright smile. How are you feeling now? Chioma asked. Calm, Adana said. Chioma tilted her head. You went quiet these last few days. Wedding stress, Adana said. Chioma laughed. True. After today, we rest. Adana watched her, then said slowly, Thank you for everything you have done for me. Chioma touched her heart. I will always do more. Adana held her gaze for 1 second longer, then looked away. Call the girls. It's time. In the sanctuary, men in lace and women in geli filled the first rows. Chief Daniel walked up the aisle and spoke quietly with 2 ushers. Henry nodded to him from the back. Hugo opened his file and checked the petition number again, lips moving as if rehearsing a line. Obina took his place at the altar, hands folded, smile soft. His best man whispered something and they both laughed. Camera flashed. The organist changed to the processional hymn. Outside the double doors, Adana linked arms with her father. Victoria straightened the veil and kissed her cheek. Walk like truth, her mother whispered. I will, Adana said. The doors opened. The church rose as one. The choir swelled. Adana stepped forward, each step measured, each breath even. Faces blurred to color and light. She kept her eyes on the aisle and the altar beyond it, on the small black mic that would carry her voice to every corner. She reached the front. Chief Daniel placed her hand in Obina's and stepped aside. Obina whispered, You look perfect. Adana answered, I am present. They turned to the priest. He smiled at the glowing crowd. This is the day the Lord has made, he said gently. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Amen, the church answered. The priest welcomed both families, thanked the choir, and spoke a short word about covenant and truth. As he spoke, Adana's eyes went to Hugo. He gave a tiny nod. At the back, the 2 plainclothes officers shifted forward a row. Henry and the ushers moved to the sides, clearing a narrow path down the center. The priest closed his Bible and lifted the booklet of vows. We will now take the solemn vows, he said. But first, Adana's heart thudded once, hard. She felt the note paper against her palm inside the clutch. She felt the weight of the flash drive. She felt her mother's gaze from the front pew. She felt her father's steady presence, like a wall behind her. The priest continued, "The church asks a question that has been asked for generations, to guard the truth of this union." Chioma shifted slightly among the bridesmaids, smile fixed, bouquet held too tight. Obina's jaw set in a practiced kindness. He glanced at Adana, still confident. At the media desk, the technician hovered over the laptop labeled vows. An usher stood behind him, hands clasped, ready. The priest lifted his face to the congregation. "If there is any person here who knows a just cause why these two should not be joined together in holy matrimony." A soft rustle moved through the pews the way wind moves dry leaves. Adana inhaled once, slow and deep. She straightened her shoulders. "Speak now," the priest said, "or forever hold your peace." "I have an objection," Adana said, her voice steady and sharp. The church froze. Heads turned. Fans stopped mid-swing. Even the choir cut off mid-note. The priest lowered the booklet in his hands, his brow furrowing. "My daughter," he said carefully, "do you know what you are saying?" "I do," Adana replied. She took one step forward, veil trembling only slightly. "I will give my reason in simple words. Then I will show proof." A ripple ran through the pews. Guests whispered, shifting in their seats. Phones lifted discreetly. Obina turned toward her, his smile cracking, eyes narrowing. "Adana, what is this?" he whispered, trying to laugh. "It's a joke, right?" She didn't look at him. She opened her clutch, pulled out a folded sheet of paper, and spoke so everyone could hear. "I will read." In the third row, Hugo the lawyer quietly rose to his feet, petition file in hand. At the back, the two plainclothes officers moved forward a row. Henry signaled the ushers, who began clearing the center aisle. Adana's voice was firm. "I object because the groom, Obina, and my bridesmaid, Chioma, plan to deceive and defraud my family. I have recordings, messages, and photos. Please, media desk, open the file labeled Rehearsal Slide 2. Gasps erupted across the room. Someone whispered, "Yezu." Another muttered, "God forbid." Obina's face darkened. "Adana, stop this. What nonsense is this on our wedding day?" She turned her head slightly toward him. "You said to Chioma, after the wedding we move. I heard you with my own ears." "Play the file," the priest said softly after a pause. His voice was heavy. "Let the truth be known." The projector flickered to life. A time-stamped waveform appeared. Then Obina's voice echoed, caught in the hotel corridor. "I don't want Adana to catch us doing this, Chioma." The whole church gasped as one. Some guests clapped their hands to their mouths. The bridesmaids shifted in a line, stunned. Chioma's bouquet shook in her hands. Then Chioma's voice filled the church, smug and chilling. "Relax." The laughter that followed spread through the speakers like poison. Whispers erupted. "Ha! In a hotel. Is that not Chioma's voice? My God!" Obina lunged toward the media desk. "Turn that off." "Stop it," he barked, but quickly forced a smile. "Father, this is edited audio. Anybody can fake." Henry stepped into his path, blocking him. "Don't touch the equipment, sir." "Show the photo," Adana said, her tone calm, almost gentle. The screen switched. There it was. Chioma leaving the hotel's back door at 8:43 a.m. sunglasses. Cap, head low. Timestamp clear in the corner. The crowd erupted. "Jesus Christ. In the morning? What shame." Chioma's face went pale. "That is not me," she said quickly, voice high. "Anybody can wear cap." The next slide appeared. WhatsApp screenshots. Her words stared back at her. "If vendors stress you, let me handle small balances. We can settle later. Are you sure your dad hasn't given Obina access? It would be easier." "Fake," Chioma shouted, panic spilling out. "She faked this. Adana, how can you?" Adana cut her off. 2 days ago, the caterer told us someone called as family rep to ask for their account. The voice started with Chi, Before cutting the line, the audio of her call with the caterer played next. Calm, factual, undeniable. Adana! Obina barked, desperate now. Listen to me. You love me. We prayed together, we planned together. This is the devil attacking us. The devil did not send your bank details, Hugo said clearly, stepping forward with the transcript. You sent them. The projector changed again. Obina's text from yesterday. Here's the account I'll use for emergencies. First Royal Bank, AG Logistics Limited, 0101. Only if needed, my queen. Gasps. Murmurs. His own company account? Ha! Fraud straight. Obina's smile shattered. He turned on Adana, eyes wide. I was only trying to help. Your father delayed vendors. I didn't want embarrassment. Lie, Chief Daniel said calmly, standing. His voice carried like thunder. I paid all vendors last week. Every one. Victoria stood beside him. Our daughter will not marry a thief. The church buzzed louder. Some guests pointed at Obina. Others shook their heads, muttering, shame. Chioma broke, sobbing now, bouquet rattling in her grip. Adana, please, she cried. I was angry. I was jealous. I thought you always had everything. I let bitterness blind me. But we didn't take anything yet. Forgive me. Adana's voice was cold. You called him our win. You said after the wedding you would smile in secret. I heard you. Chioma reached out a trembling hand. Don't do this here. Let's talk outside. Sister to sister. Please. Adana's eyes were steady. You are not my sister. Obina tried again. Tears in his eyes now, voice cracking. Adana, don't throw us away. We can fix this. We can pray. Don't disgrace me like this. You disgraced yourself, Adana said simply. You wanted to use me to open doors. You wanted to use my family's name for your gain. Some guests clapped softly. Others whispered prayers. A woman in the second row began clapping louder, steady, deliberate. Then another joined. Then another. The sound spread, not wild applause, but firm approval, like rain on a tin roof. Stop that! Obina shouted suddenly, rage breaking through. Stop clapping! Ushers moved closer. The officers at the back stood taller, eyes on him. Adana folded her paper neatly and slid it back into her clutch. She turned to the priest. Sir, I have obeyed the church question. I have spoken now. The priest's eyes softened. Daughter, you have spoken. I cannot continue vows in the face of this. He turned to her parents. What do you say? Chief Daniel spoke first. We stand with our daughter. Victoria added firmly. We stand. The priest nodded gravely. Then this wedding is paused until order is restored. Obina grabbed at Adana's wrist in a final plea. Don't walk away from me, he whispered. Don't ruin me like this. She pulled her hand back. You tried to ruin me in private. I will not cover you in public. Chioma fell to her knees, sobbing. Adana, I beg you. No police. Let us settle this in the family. Please. Adana looked down at her, heart aching but steady. Sit down, Chioma. Do not run. Do not speak my name again. She turned back to the media desk. Close the files. The projector went blank. Hugo stepped into the aisle, petition in hand. At the back, the officers moved forward. Henry gave a subtle nod. Adana stood tall at the altar, veil glowing under the lights. She lifted her chin and spoke her final words to the room. I have finished speaking. Arrest them, Chief Daniel said calmly. His voice carried like thunder in the silent church. The two plainclothes officers stepped forward at once. Badges out. Mr. Obina, Miss Chioma, one officer announced. You are under arrest for attempted fraud and conspiracy to obtain by false pretense. Gasps filled the pews. Chioma dropped her bouquet and sank lower to the floor, crying. Please not here. Please. Obina stiffened, anger flooding his face. You can't arrest me in front of all these people. This is a wedding. Do you know who I am? The officer gripped his arm. We know who you are, and we know what you planned. No. Obina shouted, struggling. Adana, say something. Don't let them disgrace me. Adana looked at him, eyes steady. You disgraced yourself. I warned you. I will not carry your shame. The congregation buzzed, half in shock, half in approval. Some recorded the scene on their phones. Others shook their heads, whispering, so it's true. All of it. Victoria rose from her pew, voice firm. Escort them out quietly. This house is still God's house. The officers nodded. They pulled Obina's wrists together and cuffed him. He cursed under his breath, twisting, but the metal locked. The other officer lifted Chioma gently to her feet, her tears streaking down her face. Adana, please, Chioma sobbed, voice breaking. Forgive me. Don't let them carry me like a thief. Adana's face softened for only a moment. Chioma, you were my sister in all but blood. But you chose envy. You chose betrayal. I will not cover you. Chioma wailed as they pulled her toward the side aisle. Obina fought until Henry and 2 ushers blocked his path. At last, both were escorted out through the side doors, the crowd parting, whispers chasing them. Silence lingered after the doors closed. Then the priest turned to the church. His eyes were sad, but his voice was strong. What has happened here is heavy, but the truth has been spoken. This wedding cannot go forward. Let us pray for healing and for strength for our daughter Adana. The choir began to hum softly. People bowed their heads. Adana stood at the altar, shoulders straight, veil still over her face. Her father joined her, placing a hand on her arm. My daughter, you carried yourself well. Today, they fell into the trap they set for you. Victoria hugged her, whispering, You are free now. Better broken engagement than broken life. Some guests began clapping softly, not for joy but in respect. Soon the sound swelled, an applause of support, of pride. Adana lifted her chin and faced the crowd. Her voice was calm. I thank everyone who came here to witness truth. This was meant to be my wedding, but God turned it into my freedom. They thought they would disgrace me, but I stand here with my dignity. Tears welled in some eyes in the pews. A woman called out, God bless you, my daughter. Others murmured amen. The priest gave a final blessing for peace. Ushers began to guide guests out. Phones buzzed, messages already flying across Lagos. Adana walked slowly down the aisle beside her parents, not as a bride, but as someone who had faced betrayal and conquered it. Cameras flashed, but this time she didn't lower her eyes. At the church steps, Barrister Hugo met them. The petition is active. They'll be processed tonight. Nothing they say can escape what you've gathered. Good, Chief Daniel said. Let this be a lesson to anyone who thinks we are blind. Adana exhaled deeply. The weight that had sat on her chest for days lifted. She looked at her parents and whispered, It is finished. Victoria smiled softly. No, my dear. It is only beginning. Your story has just changed. Adana nodded. She wasn't broken. She wasn't disgraced. She was free.